So I think there's this misconception in reefing that nano tanks, specifically like 10-gallon tanks, are hard to maintain. A 10-gallon reef is hard to maintain. Now this is a 12, it's not a 10, so whatever, a couple gallons off. I don't think they're hard to maintain. I think they're harder to maintain than a larger tank. But I mean, even my personal experience, this 12 is far easier for me to maintain than my 60 cube. Now, this tank is old, like it's a few years old, so the parameters are good on it. Like I don't have to do a lot to maintain it. I do a water change once a week, which I wasn't doing for a long time until I got really into the macros. Then it made it easier for the macros to grow better. But I don't think they're hard to maintain, but they are harder to maintain, especially starting out. If you're starting a 10 gallon, a 20, a 40, a 60, the larger the tank, the easier it's going to be to maintain. But the differential and how difficult it is to maintain isn't super wide. Like I don't think, other than the very beginning, while you're dialing everything in, while you're figuring out your routine with that tank, so maybe the first year, maybe less, but it'll be more work for sure. And I mean, even like most nanos, I would say you're best off if you do daily water changes on them. But that's such a small volume of water. We're talking like a cup. You're scooping a cup of water out. You're scooping a cup of water in. You know what I mean? So it's not super difficult to maintain. But yeah, no, I don't think these smaller tanks are hard to maintain. Now, if you're talking freshwater versus saltwater, a 10-gallon tank, the saltwater is for sure going to be more difficult to maintain, especially if you're trying to keep corals alive in there. But I think the bigger struggle with tanks this size, it's very frustrating to figure out the inhabitants, figure out what your routine needs to be with that tank. But that's not really making the maintenance any more difficult. Anyways, let me know what you think.